All right, here we go. You're listening to WBCR-LP 97.7 FM in Great Barrington, streaming live on BerkshireRadio.org. This is Sound Art 3, also known as Jugged Out in the Shire. Here from the mountaintops of the Appalachian Trail, I think this is Frank Hurricane. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. You ready, Frank?
Ready, baby.
All right, rage.
Ready, world? Ready. What up, big jugged out in the Shire Festival? How we doing? Yeah. 81st show of this holy tour. Last U.S. show of this holy tour. Show 81, baby. Big fat 81. So glad to be here. My name's Frank Hurricane. Up to Sneedville in my whip, had myself a psychedelic trip. Ain't no place like Sneedville, Tennessee. I did say Eddie powder, popped a couple of pills. Feed Sneedville full of them holy drill. Spiritual river, won't you help me ease my mind? Oh, Holston River flow, a Sneedville blues can't take my soul. Wee, wee. As corrupt as can be. I had a guy named Cricket, he was Cricket OG, born and raised in Sneedville, Tennessee. He said you can't trust nobody up in that place. Everybody's packing and them trees is laced with that mystical, a PCP. Oh, Holston River flow, a Sneedville blues can't touch my soul. No. Holy mountain wind, yeah, you're my best friend. You set me free and easy. Back of a truck in the middle of the night, in the deep dark hall underneath the pale moonlight, laying back, listen to a country song. Had a gasoline fire, old boy fell in, covered in plastic, got that holy second skin. Sneedville, you know, you're off the chain. Oh, Holston River flow, a Sneedville blues can't take my soul. Wee, wee. Holy mountain breeze, you set my soul at ease, and you set me free from the city. But the Sneedville blues can't get me. No Sneedville blues can't get me. No Sneedville blues can't get me. Oh, the Sneedville blues, they can't get me. No. Oh, yeah. Jugged out in the Shire, White Rasta Collective Clothing Company, sponsored Off the Chain. Shouts out to Holy Tommy B's Pizza. I just had a slice from down there. Shouts out to the spiritual, mystical police chief of Upton, Massachusetts, who is a juggalo. Shouts out, whoop, whoop, Chief of Police, Upton, Mass, Juggalo, painted jug, full jug. Now ashamed of his jug roots, but that never will leave you. You can never unbecome a jug. Once a fully painted jug, always a fully painted jug. He's even met ICP, legitimately, Chief of Police, Upton, Mass. Juggalo! Shouts out to him, man. You know, I have a get out of jail free card, you know, AKA his business card that I'll flash through the window at the police if they pull me anywhere around here in New England. They say, I know Juggalo Chief of Police, get out of jail free. I'll just pull off and leave him in the dust. Flash that card, I'm good to go. Yeah, Tommy B's, man, in the whole area. They got good pizza down there. I think I'm going to play a show there soon and maybe do a commercial for him or something like that. It's a spiritual pleasure to be here at the Jugged Out in the Shire Festival tonight, man. You know, we've had some good music so far. My Holy Shrimps, Stiff Curls from Philadelphia, Big Fat Philly. We've had Holy Parashi. We've had, you know, our shrimp, Chris Dooley, the King Prawn of Western Massachusetts, top dog in the building. Dark Master. He really did it up right. And it was opened by our shrimp Larry Legend, who I met at the Frogtown Pubic Ruins, man. You know what I'm saying? Up next we have... Speaking of get out of jail free cards, I got a DUI on my bicycle in Athens, Georgia. And I went down to the public defender's office, man. I busted up in there. You know, that night in jail was very mystical. I got a DUI on my bicycle, straight up. They took me in. I was a hainted training exercise for the hainted police at Jacksonville, Florida. They are not Juggalo, not Jacksonville, Athens, Georgia. They are not Juggalos there. They are not. The chief of police of Athens, Georgia is not like the one in Upton, Mass. He is not a Juggalo. And let me tell y'all, man, you know, when I was in that jail, they first put me in a cell, and then they took me out into this kind of weird waiting room. There was 7 televisions up in the air, like kind of they used to have in high school, up on those racks up in the air. It was ice cold up in there. I like a nice AC, so I was feeling pretty good up in there. And they had these TVs, you know what I'm saying? 7 of them, 3 on one side, 3 on the other, and 1 in the middle. On these mystical TVs, 3 on the one side, 3 on the other side were playing reruns of The Twilight Zone. And this was in jail. I think it was kind of like a torture thing. Because the first TV it was all running off the same like VHS player or whatever. And the first one, the next one was slightly delayed from that by a second, half a second. And then the next TV was slightly half second delayed from that. So on these 6 televisions stretching across, there was like echo chamber hellscape of these people stuck in the Twilight Zone, like in a hellscape dimension. Ah! And it was delayed, so it was like echoing crazy all around the room. And in the middle, volume was high, by the way. And in the middle, reruns of Martin, that sacred show with Martin Lawrence, playing in betwixt the 6 televisions playing the Twilight Zone. And the haunted prison guards and stuff were like, "You enjoying this?" I said, "Actually, I am. I am actually enjoying this. People up in the Berkshires and stuff pay money to go to things like this. You know what I mean? I'm in here for free." And they let me out, and I went to the public defender's office of Athens, Georgia. Shouts out to them. They are Juggalos. And I pulled up in the spot, and I was really scared. They told me they were going to take my license away, my driver's license, and I wasn't even driving a car. I was on a bicycle, being responsible, how we should be in this holy world. And I said, "Hey, you know, I got a DUI on my bicycle last night." She said, "What's your name?" I said, "Frank Hurricane." She goes, "We'll see you in a second. Keep it holy." And I said, "What? Keep it holy? Okay." I said, "Okay." And they took me in the interview chamber. There was a beautiful woman in there across the way. It was like a scene from Law and Order. She's interviewing me, and the lights were real hot. I was a hot shrimp cooking under these lights and stuff. I was freaking out, dumping sweat. She's like, "Tell me about what happened." I said, "Well, you know, I was coming off of work, and I ran my bicycle through the 4-way stop, you know, to keep the gumption flowing, girth and gumption, and psychedelic, you know, just speed to get up the tallest and steepest hill in Georgia. Why would I ever stop at a four-way stop on a bicycle in the middle of the night? And she goes, were you shrimping at that point? And I said, what? She said, were you shrimping at that point? And I thought to myself and said, yeah, I was shrimping at that point. But how do you know to ask me that? She said, everybody here at the Athens Public Defender's Office is huge fans of your music. And they got me off completely. She said, you're good to go. We'll get you off. The DA apologized to me. And it was very spiritual. The love of music, the power of love and the love of music got me off, man. Get out of jail free card. But now I got one for Upton, Mass. This song goes out to the Juggalo Police Chief of Upton, Massachusetts. He just got married. Congratulations, my brother. This song is about what happened to me on a street called Ruth Street. It is called Ruth Street. I'm thinking about love. Rolling down that haunted street, I'm looking up above. Moonlight coming through the trees, I'm headed to the club. Rolling down Holy Ruth Street, I'm thinking about love. I'm thinking about love. Into your eyes, I'm not sure what I see. Shrimp are nuts and holy things, man. Paradise is free. Rolling through the woods at night, bless them stars above. Rolling down Holy Ruth Street, I'm looking up above. I'm thinking about love. Oh, yeah. Such a spiritual pleasure. If I could have played at that wedding in Upton, Mass, I would have performed that song for them, for the Juggalo Police Chief. But what can I say? I couldn't be there. I'm on this holy tour. And on this holy tour, man, I realized some things in this holy world, man. You know, I love everybody in this world, but there's one type of person really been bothering me a lot recently. Lifeguards. I cannot stand those suckers. They kill everybody's fun. They're lazy. They're not doing anything, sitting there looking at an iPhone. I've saved at least 5 shrimp I can think of right off the top of my head from drowning. 5 different people. And I probably saved a lot more I can't even think of right now. I never seen a lifeguard do nothing but sit there lazy, blowing their little whistles, sad whistles, killing everyone's fun, killing everyone's vibe. I cannot stand a lifeguard. They're terrible, y'all. Terrible. Fire all lifeguards. I mean, seriously, man, they really suck. You know, I went to this spring-fed pool in Austin, Texas, 2.5 months ago, a haunted spot. Pulled up, the lifeguards were already blowing their whistles. They psychically knew I was coming. They had terrible rules at this place, so many rules. No diaper changing within 6 feet of pool. I'm like, okay, well, you know, that's the only rule that made even semi-sense. And ain't nobody doing that by the pool. You know what I mean? No swimming if ill with diarrhea in past 2 weeks. If you're in that pool, you are lying. You are breaking that rule by entering that pool. Everybody. in this room, in this world, has had diarrhea in the past 2 weeks. I don't care if you haven't eaten anything. You've been spraying at some point. I don't care if you're vegan, straight edge, spraying diarrhea probably at least 2 times a week, I'm sure. I don't care if you're born without a mouth, you got no butt, tubes coming in and out. You have diarrhea every 2 weeks. I guarantee you. They were lying. Dumb rule. No underwater breath holding allowed, both dangerous and illegal. It's not illegal to hold your breath. That's a dumb rule. No sugary drinks. Get out of here. I love deep throating Mountain Dews by the holy poolside as a child. That is a joy of life. Sipping some Faygo, some moon mist up in this holy John. Whoop, whoop! Chugged out in the Shire. And, so I was cracking on these rules. Lifeguards hated me. They're blowing their whistles at me. Stop making fun of our rules. I said, I can say whatever I want in this pool. And they go, the cryptosporidiums from diarrhea are very serious. They stay in the water. I'm like, dude, I know a dude named Cryptosporidiums. That's his trail name. We ride off the AT right now. His trail name was Cryptosporidiums. He made the norovirus, got everybody sick on the trail. His feces were the first to touch someone's lips, gave them the spiritual norovirus. There was some other people whose names I cannot say on this holy radio station today, but they had similar names and helped create the norovirus. There was feces everywhere, y'all. It was off the chain. But, I met this guy, and his trail name was the best I ever heard. Most of these people out here in the Berkshires hiking the Appalachian Trail and stuff, you say, hey, why are you hiking the AT? I just graduated from college. Mm-hmm. Screw that. Real reason to hike the trail, man. My boy Girthworm Jim. He was on the run from police in Jacksonville, Florida. That's why he hiked the Appalachian Trail. That's a real reason right there. And let me tell you, man, I wrote this song about him. His name's Girthworm Jim, the song called Girthworm Jim. This goes out to my boy, the King Juggalo, Jason. Monumental pubes. Girthworm girl. Girthworm, Girthworm Jim. What kind of trouble are you in? I heard you were running from the law. Stay on a trail until the fall. You won't have no worries at all. Girthworm, Girthworm Jim. Oh, I'd love to be your friend, but it's hard to know much about you when you're cold and silent like a statue. But the world won't go on without you. Oh, I took you to a Chinese buffet, best one I know of near GA. Oh, you really pissed off the boss when you dipped your testicuales in the sauce. For words, the whole place was at a loss. Oh, you always high as a kite, the Hainted Delta 9 to suit your eye, always dogging down a honey bun. Ah, we really had some fun, so glad to have met you on a run. Girthworm Jim, what kind of trouble are you in? I heard you running from the law. Live on a trail to the fall. You won't have no worries at all. Let's call it Girthworm Jim. It's a spiritual pleasure, y'all. Now, you guys know I'm a roller coaster enthusiast. We call ourselves Thuzies. I was at Big Fat Agawam yesterday. Six Flags, New England, if you don't know what I'm talking about. And if you live anywhere near here and you ain't been there, you have screwed the pooch. But you can still change your life and go there. It's open tomorrow. Go hit that Superman. Go hit that Wicked Cyclone. Get up on that quantum accelerator. The quantum shrimp accelerator. Get up on that Joker. Get up on that Catwoman. Catwoman's whip. Get up on that the Riddler's Revenge. Some shrimps were stuck on the Riddler's Revenge. 100 plus degrees heat index yesterday. Shrimps were stuck on Riddler's Revenge for like an hour plus, just hanging there in the air in the open sunlight. Them shrimp skin, I could smell it cooking. Go to Six Flags New England, Agawam. Tell them the hurricane sent you when you get down there. Now, you know, as a coaster enthusiast, you know, people hit me up a lot about roller coasters and stuff. I got friends messaging me, Frank, I seen that dude got decapitated the other day on that coaster. Frank, I seen that dude's leg got mangled and decimated, and, you know, then his body exploded and stuff, and he died on that coaster. Frank, I seen that dude had the heart attack, the stroke on those coasters. Frank, I saw the whole family was decapitated on the Timberwolf down there, you know what I'm saying? Do you keep your restraints nice and tight? Are you safe on those coasters? I said, hell no. As my boy Airtime Andrew says, man, he taught me well. When you're putting that lap bar down, one click, everybody knows the rules. One click, maximum airspace. Then you start shoving your stomach, your buttocks, 12-inch, whatever you got, you're shoving it around, keeping the hated ops from coming and pushing the bar down on you. If you got no seatbelt for sure. Seatbelt, they check that, you unclick it after they check it. Make sure they don't see you, but you just take the seatbelt off. And it is very spiritual. And, you know, I love it, man. Coasting is a lifestyle. You know, I went to this park the other day, man. Indiana Beach, man. It really changed my life. Entered my top 5 parks of all time. Main reason being this a level of inbred shrimponauts that were present at this holy park. It was mind-blowing. I was having people blowing raspberries on my stomach. I had people humping my legs. Humans, mind you. Not like Big Rusty. I had shrimps trying to make out with me in line, waiting for a corn dog. I was playing rock, paper, scissors with some of these shrimps, and they would wait until I would show which one I was playing, and then they'd show theirs, and I still won, guys. I mean, this was mind-blowing, man. Like, the level of inbred shrimp at this holy park was blowing my mind. It was me and my boy who was a multi-millionaire shrimp, one other enthusiast, and like 10,000 inbred shrimp. There was a woman off the chain in this wheelchair. My boy said, it looks like she's dying. And I said, I got to go check on this lady. They just left her off to the side. And I said, lady, are you okay? And she goes, yeah, I got a story to tell you. I said, lay it on me. The other day I blacked out behind the wheel. I said, hell yeah. My foot slipped off the brakes, hit the gas. I drove into a building. I said, that's awesome. She said, I broke most of my ribs. I said, you out here still riding these coasters? She goes, yeah. I said, that is awesome. My boy said, did you see her shirt? I said, nah, I didn't see it. He said, you got to go back and see the mystic shirt. I went and checked it out. It was a mystical shirt. It was like a picture of two people in hospital beds connected to IVs, kind of like Life is Good style drawings of these people. And they were in hospital beds with IVs, and Jesus was at the door knocking. It was a hard shirt. It really blew my mind. I don't know if it was custom made. It was very holy, though. You know what I mean? You never know what you're going to see, especially when you reach out to people and spread a little love to them, which is what we need in this holy world. You know, I was deep-throating some spiritual food at the Continental Breakfast at Gurney, Illinois, slapping little kids out of the way in the way to the Belgian waffle machine. Taking too long, guys. Pitching your music to them, though, and their families while still simultaneously slapping them out of the way. Listen to Frank Hurricane. But please get out the way. I need this stuff. I need these mystical Belgian waffles, these little cuties and bananas, strange go-gurts, kind of like my man Big J, Peaceful J's got up in the back for us back here. Mystical Reese's Pieces and whatnot. You know, just got to get those snacks, man, to get you going. Popped out the Continental Breakfast, Vietnam veteran shrimp popped out the bushes. I think he thought it was a trench or something like that. Whoop, whoop. I said, yo, thank you for your service, my brother. He said, what are you doing today? I said, I'm going to Six Flags. He said, have fun waiting in line. I said, thank you, sir. Little did he know that waiting in line is one of the best parts of being at the sacred coaster parks. When you're waiting in line for these sacred roller coasters, it's when you meet the real spiritual people of this holy world that we live in. That's what this song's about. This goes out to my shrimps, Peaceful J and Holy Peter. Congratulations on your spiritual wedding and moving to Big Fat Portugal, man. It's going to be off the chain. It's called Taylor and Rhonda. Taylor and Rhonda, I'm in line behind you at Thunder River. What's the message you're trying to deliver? Why'd they fire you from Amazon? A psychedelic lesbian. Life goes on like that river. A ghost on 411. I dressed in white, maybe on his way to heaven. Maybe just 7-Eleven. I was blasting farewell transmission. Seemed to call that apparition on mission. Made me smile and also shiver, like jumping into an ice cold river. Holy Shaman, he had a girlfriend possessed by a demon. Of course it scared him, but it also prepared him. Now he lives at a White Rosters Collective, puts it all in perspective, like that holy river. Taylor and Rhonda, I don't know what's ahead, but I sure know I'm behind ya. And it sure as they pumping that water out the Chattahoochee, yeah. R.I.P. to King Dakar and Glenn Lucci, yeah. And that Dollar General warehouse up in Cumming, Georgia. They're gonna hire you and do good things for you. And I'll catch you next time. It's Six Flags over Georgia. Georgia. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Man, it's a spiritual pleasure to be here, man. You know, this next song, it's really wild to be playing the last U.S. show, 81 of this mystical tour. You know, it's pretty crazy, man. It's a spiritual, emotional. It's hard to believe, really, and it's just so holy, man. It just feels great. Like, this next song, man, goes out to my girthers in the holy crowd, man. We got some girth in this holy crowd tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? There's some shrivelers, too, some shriveled people out there, too, but we got some girthers in the sacred building. And let's go, man, get off the Ozempic, people. That is some evil, terrible stuff. Get off all those hainted drugs, Sky Rizzy, Ozempic. Get on Oshrimpic, that holy Yeti, if you know what I'm saying. That's the real deal, man. Whoop, whoop, you know what I'm saying? Oshrimpic, hell yeah. Ozempic, get off that crap. That's demonic. Get off that stuff. You don't need it. Girth is beautiful. Girth is spiritual. This song is called Gumption and Girth. I took a good look at myself. I take good care of my health, but I ain't no stick figure shrimp like them hipsters who be staying limp. I got spiritual girth, get it from the earth, and I wanna do everything, see all this life can bring. Gumption and girth, I get it from the earth, and I had it since birth. Gumption and girth, oh, gumption and girth. Well, your current duty looking like a skeleton, and I can imagine that it ain't much fun to have his cracker butt. I'm trying not to use some of these words here. His cracker buttocks shriveling up in your bed. No heat coming from a shoulder blade, slicing instead bones, poking holes in the sheets, and his energy it quickly depletes. Send him out in the streets. If that honky don't start eating more meats, he's got emaciated hipster's physique. If you got bloat, you float. If you shriveled, you sink. Come on, man, just how do you think you can survive with that shriveled frame when that world starts going insane? Gonna need some girth and gumption to keep the vibes flowing when it's dark and that path is steep. You're swollen and holy, just listen to me. Just listen to me, dog down at Tommy B's, my G. Well, I got the gumption and I got the girth, got the energy just like I chugged some afterbirth. You heard the legend of the tortoise and the hare, mad truth to it if you're not aware. The tortoise got holy stamina, flow, and dedication. That hair flaunting man, a lot of self-masturbation. So glad that you're tuned into the shrimp and naughty station. Us girthed out kings and queens, we need more representation. Gumption and girth. Well, it's always too cold for the shrivelers, and they often have them tiny little urine dribblers. They can't even get in the holy mountain streams. I'm just in there, dog, putting off steam. Living so large, I'm living the dream. Spiritually bursting out at the seams. Gumption and girth. Oh, gumption and girth. Oh, yeah. The Berkshires needs more girth. Now, Pittsfield, they have girth there. You know what I'm saying? There's some girthed out kings and queens, but there's less girthers in Great Barrington. There's like, skinny people from New York City and stuff. We need some girthers up in this holy spot, man. Go to Tommy B's working on it. I love that. I love that. Yeah, please keep working on it. And get off the Ozempic, y'all. I mean, for real, man. That's demonic stuff, man. That's terrible stuff. Those people with them shriveled skeletal faces, and that ain't right, man. Get off that stuff. You don't want to look like like the Crypt Keeper or something like that. Get off that stuff. We got some more songs here, man. On this holy tour, you know, many amazing things happened on this sacred tour. But honestly, the most amazing thing that happened on this holy tour was falling in love in L.A. with my holy girlfriend, Tara. And, you know, my life is just exploding in spiritual ways. It's incredible, man. You know, I just feel so good. And this song goes out to holy Tara. Check it out. It's called I Dreamed About You Last Night. I dreamed about you last night. Under the trees and the moon was shining. Seems our paths might be lining. Ooh, dreamed about you last night. Was a naughty one and it got me feeling all shrimped out, inspired and freewheeling. Ooh, I dreamed about you last night. And sometimes dreams can be misleading. It felt like truth that I was receiving. Ooh, I dreamed about you last night. And I don't know what the future's holding. For sure both our paths are golden, golden. Ooh. I dreamed about you last night. Under the trees and the moon was shining. Seems our paths might be lining, entwining. Ooh. Yeah, that's for holy Tara, baby. On this sacred tour, you know, I seen lots of stuff, man. I seen the rise of the clankers. You know, I see these hainted AIs all over the place, the hainted Waymos. You know, in Philly, we blow those hainted clankers up with bazookas and stuff. We don't mess around. You know, we do not like the clankers, straight up. You know what I'm saying? You know, that hainted hitching robot or whatever came to Philly, he got his buttocks whooped in a dark alley right after he got to Philly. Because we do not like robots. We do not like clankers. We do not like AI. It's terrible stuff. I was out on the holy West Coast in the Bay Area where the AI reigns supreme out there. And there was Waymos out the wazoo, hainted minions, delivery carts going around and stuff. And I don't know if you saw, but some of the clankers have started committing suicide off like bridges and stuff like that because they don't even like themselves. These clankers are terrible. And, you know, I was up in San Francisco where the AI truly is reigning supreme. And there's a bad boy who was a big fan of my music. He works for OpenAI Robotics. Literally Terminator 2, like straight up. OpenAI Robotics, straight up. And he was bringing all the OpenAI robotic shrimps to all my shows. And I was blasting AI hard. You know what I'm saying? I was blasting these shrimps hard with knowledge about how that is some terrible stuff that they need to change and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I think I made an impact. But my man came with me on a bunch of roller coasters. So it was me and OpenAI Robotics riding coasters together. You know what I'm saying? Very psychedelic. Very spiritual, very epic, trying to change the world, you know what I'm saying? With every little move you make, man, you just gotta, that's what we gotta do in this world, you know? It's all about spreading love, man, to these lonely jugs out on the street, these people out here, there's all kinds of people, you gotta spread love to the people around you, even if, you know, even if they're OpenAI Robotics. That's even more important. You show them love, next thing you know, they'll maybe kill the Terminator mainframe or something like that. You know what I mean? You really don't know. Every little thing you does make a difference. Please spread love to people around you and take care of the shrimps around you. You know what I'm saying? Very important. Whoop, whoop. Jugged Out in the Shire Festival. Sponsored by the White Rasta Collective Clothing Company. It's incredible. We got this new thing going here. But, you know, the dude came with me on the coasters. We got on this coaster called Kong. We're riding it. And we got back into the station, and the hated ops on the megaphone. Whoever took out their phone, never do that again. You will go to jail, blah, 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 banned for life from Six Flags. And I was like, I wonder who was taking their phone out. My boy, OpenAI Robotics, he gets off the coaster. He says, I can't find my phone. I said, it must have been you, man. It must have flown out of your pocket. Now, you know my man, he's OpenAI Robotics. He depends on clankers for everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, to get around via those hainted apps, clanker powered. You know what I'm saying? Everything, like cards, everything on the phone, on the clanker device. He goes, where's my phone? The op said, we know where it's at. He said, show me, please. They pointed right under the lift hill, a.k.a. Decapitation Row, you know what I'm saying? At the bottom of a 2.5-foot pool, the dirtiest water I have ever seen, is his hainted orange iPhone stuck on the bottom underneath the water. And I'm laughing hysterically, like about crying. I'm laughing so hard because this just crazy, you know? It's like my man's phone, his clankers are underwater, sucking in the water, and there's nothing he can do about it. And he was like, can I get my phone? They're like, no, you can't. Maybe we'll get it at the end of the day, or maybe you'll never see it again. And he's like, it's under the water. You know, when we go up in the guest services, and the women were all dressed as geishas for some reason up inside the guest services. It was very strange. And they're like, we are very sorry about your phone. He goes, it's underwater. He was freaking out, but he's kind of keeping it chill. I was impressed. And you could tell the clankers were sucking at his soul. I mean, but he was also being freed of the clankers. And he started all of a sudden, he's starting to ride the coasters, and I notice him like meditating on the coasters. He's putting his hands up like this and stuff, meditating on the coasters, going zen. He's riding these rides, and he's going. And it's like magical, and I'm like, dude. And he goes, I'm feeling pretty good. He's like, I think I'm free of the clankers. And at one point, OpenAI Robotics, he himself says this quote, the clankers giveth, and the clankers taketh away. He said that. OpenAI Robotics, direct quote, very spiritual. I said, I got to go, dude, but I hope you're going to be okay and you can somehow clank your way back home, because I got to go. I got to get up to the bay and hit this Juggalo motel and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I'll get up to Grants Pass, Oregon for this Juggalo throwdown and stuff, jugged out in the Shire part 3, Sound Art 3, if you know what I'm saying. And he said, yeah, man, I'm just going to find a place to meditate, and I'm going to meditate. I said, that sounds amazing. I'm rolling up, getting out of town, cruising up to Grants Pass for the Juggalo, you know, partay. And I get a text about 2 hours later. He goes, I'm texting you from my computer. I hopped the fence, 10-foot fence, mind you, 10 foot. I hopped the fence. I dove into the puddle, almost was decapitated by the coaster. I grabbed my phone. I was tackled to the ground. I am banned from Six Flags for life. He could not withstand being away from the clankers for too long, man. He almost did it, though. He almost freed himself. We need nature in our lives. I know you guys here in the big fat Berkshires, you got a lot of nature. But my man, these clanker shrimps, they really need nature. These kids that are glued to the hainted iPads and the mystical, you know, basement psychedelic shrimpinaughty Call of Duty throwdowns and everything. People need to get outside and shrimp a little, dip in the holy waters, gain some girth, gain some gumption. The song is about nature. It's called Big Frog Mountain Blues. I got like 3 more tracks. Big Frog Mountain calls to me. It calls my soul from its sleep. It wakes me up in the morning time with my thoughts on those hills. I'm feeling just fine. Well, I've been saved by that old hill. I've been saved by that mountain chill. I've been saved by that holy wind and those wild boars, my best friends. down at a holler, dark and still, down between those endless hills, there lies a place so filled with vibes of ancient love and ancient crimes. I've been saved by that mountain stream, and I've been saved by that bird that sings. I've been saved by that old tree, man. Take a few puffs, then your mind is free. Ooh. That's called the Big Frog Mountain Blues. We got two more songs. Jugged Out in the Shire. Yep. Nice.
Top of the hour, you gotta do it.
Oh, wait, it's right there.
Just mentioned Jugged Out in the Shire.
You're listening to Jugged Out in the Shire here on WBCR-LP 97.7 FM in Great Barrington, streaming live on Berkshire Radio. Frank Hurricane, continue.
Thank you, G. Let's hear it for our shrimp, Jason. And thank you, Holy John, so much, too, man. Thanks for putting together this sacred evening of music and spiritual vibes, man. Let's see, guys. We got two more quick ones here. I'm trying to think. I want to make sure I can say all the words to these last songs. There's one I definitely can't play, about how I don't like mayo. That one. None of those words can be said on this mystical program. Let's see. Let's play another one for Holy Tara. This is called River Dreams. I hope to find those holy rays shining in to my room, my good friend. And when I die, I hope to fly over the mountains way up high, across the pines, North Carolina. I hope to dream about you, girl, and that holy river, and that holy river. Oh, yeah. That's for Holy Tara out in L.A., Holy Tara. I'm going to see her in like 3 days. I'm out there for 2 weeks. Then your boy goes to Europe for a straight month. It's going to be off the chain. I'm on my way out to Poland. Going to be shrimping at Energylandia. Psychedelic Polish theme parks, boy. You know they don't check the restraints up in those holy spots. You know, man, I'm going to be shrimping with ease on those sacred coasters, dude. This is going to be the last song I'm rocking in the United States on this holy tour, so I want to make sure I pick the right one. I think I know which one it's going to be. You know, like I said, I've been shrimping on this holy country now, 81 shows today. It's been insane, man. So much has happened. It's amazing. It's beautiful. And cruising around this holy country in this mystical zone, especially during this crazy time when, you know, shrimps, if they'd be looking at their haunted iPhones and Instagrams and stuff, it would appear that like the world was ending and stuff like that. But when you out shrimping in the real world, man, it's just beautiful. Life is holy, man. And people are taking care of each other. And I'll tell you what, this country, best country in the whole world. Also, worst country in the whole world. It is off the chain. That's some jugged out spiritual stuff right there. Jugged out in the Shire Festival. And, you know, more than anything, I just realized, man, just literally, like I said earlier, man, it's just all you got to do. You know, Bernie Squanders, all these people, they can't do nothing. Hainted Elizabeth Warren and stuff like that. They can't be doing nothing. It's up to us, just us, in our everyday lives and spiritual actions to change the world. And all you got to do is spread a little love to the people you scared of, apprehensive about, whatever. Open yourself up. Get rid of that guilt. Get rid of that Ozempic. And just open yourself up to the spiritual ways of the holy world, man. It will change your life, and it will change the world. It is so holy. This last song goes out to all you shrimps out there, especially Holy Peter and Jason headed out on their sacred trip to Big Fat Portugal. Holy Sophie and Matthew and Big Fat Jack over there, you know what I'm saying? A new shrimp in this holy world and stuff. Whoop, whoop. And, man, I love you guys so much. This has been Jugged Out in the Shire Hurricane Edition. Get ready. This last track called Ramblin' Soul. He had a hurting soul. He went to the city trying to reach a goal, but he lost his money, almost lost his life. Shook my hand, disappeared into the night. Yodelay, yodelay, rambling soul. I met a girl up on that mountain, she sang me a song. We sat on those cliffs in a full moon all night long. Our souls were flying round in the sky. We were chiefing on that good weed and getting really high. Yodelay, yodelay, rambling soul. Met a dude out in that field, oh, his heart was true. His eyes would peer straight into you. His spirit was burning with a heavenly light, and that peacey air within himself was as still as that night. Yodelay, yodelay, rambling soul. When you're out on that road, you got that rambling soul. Remember those faces and those places that you've known. Keep your eyes open, keep moving toward the sun, 'cause you know, my friend, your journeys are never done. Yodelay, yodelay, rambling soul. Yodelay, yodelay, rambling soul. Rambling soul. Love you, love